playstyle and pick which operators you want. So we are getting into this game right now, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for your patience as we just waited for a few issues to resolve, and yeah, we're going to get right into Bank.
Yes. And going on the bans, Jackal will be out at first, which is, well, fairly self-explanatory. Oddity doesn't want to have that very strong roam clear in the face of Jackal, and knowing Oddity, they will be going for a lot of roaming.
Yeah, definitely. Jackal is one of those operators, of course, just to hunt roamers. On a map like Bank, it's very big.
Nearly.
Yeah, it's also got a lot of paths that the defenders can take to try and deny it. And then, of course, the next ban we'll see is Hibana. Now, Hibana ban is also pretty strong on a map like Bank. Limits the amount of hatches that can be opened up and such.
Yeah, although I do feel that was a slight maybe shot in the foot from TABOO. With them going first on the attack and having Hibana ban. Yeah,
definitely. Alright, so there's our 4 bans. Jackal, Hibana, Mira, and Maestro. You know, those defensive bans, not really too much of a surprise, are they? They're the defensive bans, you know, of Mira and Maestro. Okay, some teams would rather ban the Echo over the Maestro, but you know, they're both pretty stock standard, aren't they?
Yeah. Looks fairly stock standard. I'm somewhat surprised on the Maestro ban, but at the same time, for Bank, yeah, he's quite powerful as well. What I am curious though is TB bringing Maverick, which could be quite spicy, as Maverick, personally for me, has been one of my favorite operators so far to play on, as he can be that big wild card.
Yeah, well, it really feels like they might have taken the Maverick here, as they are very limited in what they have in terms of their hard breach, of course. So, you know, you're going to have to try and rely on your Maverick to open up some of these hatches. Could prove to be pretty difficult here for TABOO.
I reckon it's going to happen the opposite. Maverick will be the one opening up the small crouch holes to go for the plant, whereas Thermite's charges are going to be the ones used on the hatches. Yeah, well, because with Maverick's gadget, you can only open up as many of those hatches, and not very quickly as well.
Yeah, definitely. But as for first choice bomb site, not really a surprise here, going down to the basement to kick things off with. Of course, there's no mirror over in red here, so teams have had to adapt to deal with that themselves, haven't they?
Yeah, but they do have Valkyrie in the face of Todd, which I'm actually not surprised that Todd went Valkyrie. He's that big, prolific Valkyrie main on the defense, and he boasts that very aggressive playstyle with his camera, so I'm interested to see how TP will be able to counter that, because they did bring the IQ for that.
Yeah, of course, IQ's going to be able to spot out all those the cameras that IQ's thrown on out. Also going to be able to, that Valkyrie's thrown out. Also going to be able to spot the pulse. Now that's something we don't really, you know, we're not really going to see on this bomb site, but it could still lead to some important information.
Oh yes, indeed. And Rippy making his way already up the top floor will be just taking care of all the small cameras, all the small gadgets, whereas Dino's already moving up.
Yeah, interesting to see that he's taken so quickly, gone in from a lobby. Lobby can be so hard to come in to as the entry point, because it can be so wide and so many spots that the defenders could be sitting ready for you. But you know, a good team like TABOO here surely droned it all out and are aware. As you know, I think I was right here. Cthulhu was seeing the Maverick opening up the hatches.
Yeah, indeed you were, and I'm kind of surprised on that, because with Maverick though, you could, well, yeah, now that Pulse is there, yeah, you wouldn't be able to be an all sneaky beaky, but at the same time, feels a bit odd to me.
Yeah, well, this has been very swift here from TABOO, but what did I say? Diesel's been downed? Was that from his own thermite charge?
Probably, because it did look like he was quite close to the charge as well, to the explosion.
It looked like he just didn't move away from it at all. But here comes all the counter utility, but they really don't have enough time to deny this whole next minute that we're going to see TABOO attempting a plant.
Yeah, and Dino is already at the very good spot overlooking through that heart-shaped peak hole, and ready for Raven to peek out, because right now Raven is in a bit of a pickle, I do feel.
Yeah, but now there's a minute on the clock. Still God Legion gathering all that information. You're going to see, of course, the smokes. I think they still have one C4 left here. Of course, Raven should have one, Todd should have one, and God Legion should have one. So it depends on how many they've used already. But, you know, they've still got plenty of time to waste for this smoke utility. We go Diesel again. That's the C4 rip from Raven. He's going to toss it on out in just a moment. But no, we're going to see Diesel escape. In fact, no, I lie. He's going to catch Diesel. But here comes the Yang. Raven's going to find the one, and then Dino, and then Vast, all in quick succession. Oh, Strider can't quite find that C4 midair. And that's going to confirm the kill onto Todd. So it's now a 2-on-4, 1-on-4 now. It's all up to Crude, as this attack has gone haywire.
Haywire it is, and unfortunately for Crude, he can't just hit the shots, and God Legion will be finishing him off. Very swift play out by Oddity so far, because them being able to deny that for that long, the plant, was pretty impressive. And I guess the fact that TABOO failed to shoot the C4 out of the air kind of ended up stalling it even further.
Yeah, sometimes you do see those shots come out. I've seen Imo Rin get it quite a few times, haven't we? Just that utility, able to pluck it out of the air just with that swift aim of his. But that was a very successful defense here for Oddity. It seems like they just won all their gunfights, and TABOO had no answer. They just were falling prey to that C4 after C4.
Yeah, that's what I kept on telling you. If TABOO is going for just straight firefights, they're at a massive disadvantage, because Oddity has a just amazing fragging potential. But if TABOO will try to actually go for strats, because we did see a good setup, they had a Ying up above and ready to go for that rush to sow some chaos. And if that worked through, if the rest of TABOO managed to actually cover a Dino, that would have been a completely different turnout for that first round. But alas, unfortunately, that was not the case, leading to TABOO's demise.
Yeah, well, I also want to say I really like what Oddity did in the fact that they, they used their smokes early, so they could use the more lethal C4 later on, where the attackers felt like they had to go for a plant. They had to go for a plant, so the time was ticking low, and then they ran into the C4, and that was pretty lethal. Whereas the smokes, you can run away from them and just take a few ticks of damage. Yeah,
true that, but at the same time, oh boy.
Todd being a bit aggressive there, but no, he's going to escape with his life. It is a peek that I think can be quite effective, because teams like to rappel up there first, and if you're not ready for someone to be peeking from the door, you could lose your head. But Todd almost lost his, so it seems like TABOO are privy to that strategy there.
Yeah, you could say Todd's peak was a bit of a Toddity in that regard.
Oh, please no. Mine are funny. I don't know, you're trying to force it, Cthulhu.
Well, yeah.
Alright, I was still right. Okay. Well, never mind that, because we are a minute into the round already, and we're seeing Strider enter out at the top of square stairs. Now, interesting to me, the fact that they've bought the Monty on this bomb site, but they haven't bought it for the downstairs bomb site, which is what you'd normally see it more often.
Yeah, and a nice C4 from God Legion will be shutting down Strider, one of the main soft breaches during this round for TABOO. Meanwhile, Todd is on that big roam, switching up from Valkyrie to a Jaeger and allowing God Legion to play Valkyrie. But also kind of not surprising, because both Todd and God Legion have been kind of boasting the similar playstyle, ops-wise and fragging-wise.
Yeah, no, I just want to say I also really like how they baited out that C4. Like, we saw the C4 was placed in a spot where you'd normally feel like you were safe. It wasn't in the CEO office. It was at the top of Skylight Stairs. So, you'd normally think you'd be pretty safe there. But nope, God Legion was ready for that. And Strider paid for his life. So, there'll be no massive amounts of top-down destruction that the Buck would normally afford on this bomb site.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Oddity was not contesting at all that reinforced wall that Thermite just breached, allowing TABOO to gain yet another peeking hole. But this could be a double-edged sword as well, in my opinion, due to the fact how God Legion just had a very good peeking spot from there.
Yeah, but we're going to see Todd from below find Dino, and Shabs at the same time going to find Rippy. So 2 on 5, and one of them's the Monty, the other's a Thermite. This is not going good for TABOO at all.
Not at all indeed, and Crude is all alone with the diffuser there as well, taking up a little bit of damage, I believe. No, never mind, just that graphical glitch. 5v2 with 20 seconds, there's literally not a lot to do, and it does seem that both Diesel and Crude are quite lost and what to do. They will be trying to get the frags, but doesn't look like it's going to be that successful, as Gold Legion will be picking out the last 2 kills. And yeah, round 2 once again going to Oddity.
Yeah, so you know, we've had 2 rounds now. Both have been pretty convincing to Oddity. How are you feeling about that 6-6 scoreline now, Mr. Cavilla?
It's slowly fading away, but I still have the faith. We saw plenty of comebacks as of recently, so I feel it's still viable once the defense for TABOO will come. But yeah, it's kind of slowly fading towards your prediction rather than mine.
Yeah, it's you know, 2 rounds in a row. We haven't really seen much from TABOO. It seems like Oddity are a lot more ready for this fight and definitely showing it. We are going to see Crude pick onto the Monty once again, though.
Does seem like it, as decides to completely flip over from Blackbeard to Monty, so we'll be going in for that semi-supportive role. And meanwhile, I feel that maybe having just switching over to Monty is not particularly enough for TABOO in that regard.
Yeah, well,
maybe something like a Dokkaebi,
I don't know,
similar, just to get that room clear.
Last round we didn't see the Monty do anything at all. Like, it's, I don't know, we didn't really see anyone from TABOO do anything really. Like, it seemed like they played right into Oddity's hands, letting them take the ground that they wanted them to, and then responding. This is what we're talking about, of course, earlier. The dock at the top of the stairs, spiral stairs. It's going to be fighting anyone that shows their head at car park.
Yeah, and right now this could actually work out pretty well. Shabs, with the ACOG, can do a lot of damage, but I'm not too sure if TABOO would actually be keen to contest that.
Yeah, it would be pretty difficult to contest that, of course, as you know, the attackers have the ACOGs back, and you know, there's more spots that the attackers can be sitting in, whereas the defender, he's pretty limited as to what area he can take up. But Crude, he's been nice and quick into the open area on that Monty almost immediately.
The issue is that with Crude, that he might get flanked very quickly by Todd, and Shabs.
That's the Thermite.
That's the Thermite off the board.
And Dino is going to find one though. That's Vast going down in reply. I think he was repelled up the top of there, but I think Todd is aware of Crude's position down below on that Monty. Could be ready to do some serious damage if... and I don't think Crude was aware of him. I think Todd saw the corner of the shield, but Crude had no idea that the Jaeger was downstairs, except for a few popped hatches, which might hint towards that being the case.
Yeah, that could have been a hint in that regard, but right now Strider is in a very, very good position, actually. He could get some peaks going and cut out the rotations, which is the main emphasis right now for TABOO, because Todd will be rotating over from those from that main staircase. He will be cut off very quickly if he won't notice that Zephyr. Yeah,
he might run right into Strider if he's not careful. Strider's holding it down completely, but the thing is, Dino is going to be shut down by Shabs, but also the thing is they've got no Thermite anymore. They won't be able to be breaking into the bomb site with any ease from this angle. Of course, you know, all angles are going to be tough. But it just depends on which one it is. So Crude's going to start making his way down the hallway, and he might fall right into Todd's crosshair if he's not careful here.
It does seem that Crude is still a bit clueless about the position of Jaeger, which could cost him his life, but it does seem that TABOO decided to completely do a switcheroo and go into a different point.
Yeah, they have no idea what to do now that they've lost their Thermite. They look very lost indeed here. TABOO, 50 seconds on the clock, and they're going to have to start funneling their way into the bomb site. In fact, Rippy's going to try and melee down this castle barricade. That's how lost they look at this point.
Yeah, it does show that they're a bit lost in that regard, with Strata already using up all of his Zephyr charges, which isn't exactly what I would think is the right idea, just to pop up on a couple of walls. But the castle barricade is finally down. Todd is still patiently waiting, and gotta commend him on that, because any other player I would feel already would have gone for that flank.
Yeah, Crude's going to hop on into the bomb site. We've got Todd here with the flank. He's going to find Rippy. That's some of the cover from the angle. It's up to Strider to try and allow the plant, but no, Shabs is going to shut it down. Shabs is also going to shut down Strider, and that's going to be the round. Once again, going to Oddity, and once again, very convincing.
Yeah. This definitely seems that TABOO are not going in for those strat plays just yet, or even when the strat does happen, they are not emphasizing that much on taking care of the key operators. Like, letting Thermite die this early into the round was a gigantic hindrance for them. And to be honest, when you have just only one hard breach, I do think that you need to be like just babysitting him all the time.
Yeah, now especially with that ban of Hibana, it's changed the dynamic a bit, hasn't it? You know, with only allowing Thermite and Maverick. But oh, what's this? What's this, Cthulhu?
Oh, well, what's this? A wild Caveira, even after the nerf.
It's only on the test server that the nerf's live, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not live yet, of course, but
Okay. Yeah.
you know, I think the surprise here is Caveira in a Pro League match. It's not something we see every day, is it?
Yeah, it's definitely a rare occurrence happening during Pro League. And looking at the scoreboard, Dino is the only man with the frags. The rest are currently sitting on them sweet donuts, unfortunately, for Taboo. But yeah, it's definitely be interesting. It will be showing us that Oddity are going to be toying with Taboo a little bit, since they have a 3-point advantage.
Yeah, now,
over their
of course, like, you know, we could also say the fact that Bank is a pretty defender-sided map. Like, you know, we've only really seen Taboo attack so far, but, you know, they've been very lost on those attacks, haven't they? But defense can, you know, it's a different ballgame. It could be quite a lot easier for this Taboo side.
Yeah. For Taboo, if they manage to play their cards right, they could they need to find, first of all, that Cab, who is hiding in a very peculiar spot, which I don't think Dino will be checking anytime soon, if he will be.
Oh, they might be aware. They are aware. We're gonna see the spray come on down, and Dino's gonna shut it on down. That Cav play not working at all.
Yeah, that Cav was definitely something that was straight out of the casual plays, unfortunately, for Shabs.
I don't know. It's kind of play that you go for when, you know, they're not really going to be expecting it. But this time, Taboo, you know, they crossed their T's and they dotted their I's. Thankfully, not the other way around. And in the end, they end up finding the frag for it.
Indeed, and now Crew will proceed to continue making the holes, and funnily enough, he does go for the slow burn, not the slow burn, slow aim down the sights decision to use the blowtorch instead of just free-handing it. But otherwise, so far a good start for Taboo, managing to out one of the fraggers and having the man advantage fairly early in would definitely work quite promisingly.
I'm just surprised that we're not really seeing any counterplay towards these hatches getting opened up by the Maverick. You know, no C4s getting tossed from below. Nothing. Just a bit surprised by Oddity's decision there.
Well, it does seem that they will be saving just all of those denial utilities just for that plan denial, and attempting to completely ignore the hatches. But if they won't be too careful about it, Dino will bite them back in the backside.
Oh, and that smoke grenade's actually missed. In fact, that one has as well, but the C4s are going to come on out. Diesel survives to live another day, and here come the Yin Candelas just to flash up these defenders. Strider's going to find one. God Legion back before Dino can finally trade it. Vast is also downed, so it's up to Todd in a 1v4 now. Plant will be going down momentarily. Double Claymore on the flanks taken on down, but now they're aware of his position, and Crude's going to take the gunfight, and that'll be Taboo putting one on the board, and you know, it was their own convincing round now.
Yeah, finally we did see some teeth from Taboo in this matchup, and it all started off with just outing Shabs. Them managing to take out like early into the round without losing any health or any of their own is a good start for them. So if they manage to keep that up, if they manage to get that like extra droning, because we did see 2 drones being going up ahead into the main lobby, and then 2 people in a crossfire. If they can continue this kind of trend, they can get the upper hand on Oddity.
Yeah, so it is definitely great to finally see, as you said, some teeth from Taboo. But what's interesting to me is we're seeing Oddity say, no, we're not going back downstairs, let's take it to our second choice, which is the Teller's Office and Archives.
Yeah, and with Teller's Office and Archives, this has been one of those successful plans for them at the moment. the hold. So I would say that we could probably see another success from Oddity, but now that TABOO did see how Oddity defends it, maybe they would have some extra idea. And well, the first sign of progress is Crude bringing in the Maverick this time. So no more Monty, and you have extra breaching in case Thermite goes down.
Yeah, of course. So they still have the buck, of course, so they're going to be able to mulch up this floor and fight on down. You know, let's hope Strider doesn't get early pick this time for his sake. So yeah, they still have a fairly decent operator lineup to attack this bomb site. You know, as long as they can keep their Thermite alive to open up everything, they should be good. But I think the real fact that TABOO have been struggling here is that Oddity are taking the fight to them, not letting TABOO dictate the pace.
Yeah. So as long as Oddity are able to kind of force that pace, force that like just full-on fragging, and allow Todd go for those like big roam plays, allow Gold Legion with some of the C4 plays and the cams. As long as they allow that, it's Oddity's game. The moment Todd is shut off from roaming, and all of those like info gathering utilities are gone, then it's a TABOO game.
Yeah, it looks like Strider's going to be in that exact same position where he died last time, but I don't think there's any C4 below him. In fact, he's going to get close to the bomb site. That's probably a bit closer than I'd be comfortable with, honestly.
Yeah, that is indeed quite close to the comfort zone, but Strider just shows that there are balls of steel.
Oh, and Todd, he's playing aggressive on the stairs. Crude, not ready for him at all. He's going to rip his head clean off.
Indeed, and that's what I've been talking about, and you've been saying that as well. As long as Oddity dictate that big roaming game for themselves, it's their end, all the way.
Yeah, it really seems like TABOO are having a hard time, you know, finding their feet and remaining stable here. They're going to start that top-down pressure. Interesting that they don't have Strider up here helping. It's going to be Dino with the breaching charges to open up and see what he can see.
Yeah. Dino right now needs to go big with his Candela charges. As soon as any of those walls pop in, they need to go for the aggressive plays. They need to just go for it and have the element of surprise, because Candela charges are going to be the main enablers of that compared to any other utility that currently TABOO have.
Yeah, we still got Todd downstairs. We saw him do some massive damage through the hatch last time. You know, Diesel's going to be trying to open up the... Diesel's going to be trying to open up the breach wall, but we're going to see Raven finish off Strider through the floor. God Legion in a great flank position as well, and Dino might not even be aware of this. 30 seconds on the clock. Things are looking grim. Sorry,
yeah, it certainly doesn't look like it's going to be the case for Dino if he will be spotting the Legion. No, never mind. He does spot. Wow.
Yeah, Dino's found him, but we did see some damage go down onto Diesel and Rippy, and Todd's in the exact same position. Surely Dino won't expect another one here. 15 seconds. They're going to have to make this very quickly to boot. Todd's going to start his movement out just as the push comes into sight here from Dino. It's a nice little pinch. He is going to find... Oh, he can't quite land the shots onto the smoke. He's going to down him eventually. Raven's going to find Dino. However, Raven's going to finish things off. What was that, a 4K?
Raven. What was that? That was... Wow.
Absolutely slayed the coach.
Yeah. Once again, the coach shines. We see that over again. We just like as we saw with Fnatic versus EG, Dizzle was popping off. We seeing now Raven popping off as the coach of Oddity. That is a good showcase.
Yeah, premium coach stuff, isn't it? But we are into the final round of defense so far. Only one round's gone to TABOO's favor, which they started off with a nice early pick onto Kavira in a bit of a high risk, high reward play position, but. I don't know, I'm still feeling like this is heavily favoured to Oddity.
Now that I saw Oddity play once again, I do feel, that it is tilted in favour of Oddity quite heavily. And looking at the kill spread, we seeing a fairly even one apart from Fast, whereas on TABOO it's Dino's popping off a couple times, Crew got a couple kills, and I believe that was Diesel who got another kill, and that is it. Still 2 members of TABOO on 0 kills.
Yeah,
and it's not a good sign right now for TABOO.
Yeah, they are in bit of dire straits on the attack. But once again, as I said, Bank pretty, defender side due to its size and the fact that defenders are allowed to dictate the pace like this. But I don't know. I think if TABOO want to play on defense, they're going to have to play a pretty similar style to what we're seeing here from Oddity. But they really don't look like they have the chops to be aggressive like this, do they?
I would disagree with you on that. If they would allow Dino to go for the big roams, I do feel that he would have what it takes to get that done, because that would be essentially what Oddity has been pulling off. One roamer, and then the rest of the defenders kind of all around and close by the objective, and being able to enable the roamer.
Yeah, well, Crude into the lobby very quickly on that Monty. This is where they pushed last time. And they did have the Thermite go down early, but that's going to be Dino finding Raven. So the guy that popped off last round completely shut down at the start there.
That would be a good sign right now for TABOO if they manage to emphasize from that, because even though that Raven already used up all of his utility, being the castle barricades, still getting the man advantage would definitely work very well for TABOO.
Yeah, and I also want to point out that we haven't seen too often where TABOO are getting the first pick. Last time they got the first pick on that Kavira, they ended up winning the round. So it might be what they need in the rounds to get things going. But Crude's been spotted out by Vast peeking on the Echo. But they've definitely slowed down a bit here now, TABOO, haven't they?
Indeed, and interestingly enough, Todd is still there, but he got finally droned out, so he will be forced to come back to the, well, at least closer to the objective and of his picking spot. And ooh, mama.
Diesel, Dino, both getting frags, leaving it all up to Shabs and Todd to try and clutch things out in a 2-on-5 situation. Shabs is going to be completely shut down by that Yin Candela, and he's not going to last for long. That's another one to Dino. Going to see Todd go very low, pull out the C4, but Dino's going to finish things off with the wallbang. And there we go. That's more like it from TABOO.
Yeah, that's more like it indeed. The moment you enable, Dino get the frags, he delivers.
Yeah, it's like you said, Raven, I've seen what you can do, now watch me. But we are at the half-time, the halfway point, the switch. So, TABOO on defense now. Now, I said 7-2, we're at 4-2 right now. Said 6-6.
I'm still going to hold up to my prediction at the moment.
Okay,
I'm still going to hold up to it. And interestingly enough, we have a similar lineup from Oddity coming out, whereas Crude is deciding to tease maybe Clash.
Yeah,
yes, no?
a very similar operator lineup. No, Crude's going to 6-pick off that one, and the buck that was shown by Shabs is going to be switched over to the Glaz. So, alright, I suppose I get why they're showing the buck, like, yeah, we're ready for you to go to any bomb site, but the fact that he so confidently changed from it to the Glaz, I suppose maybe they want to hide that smokes and shooting through the smokes kind of ability that Glaz has.
That could be there, yeah. And I do feel that with their current lineup, they would be able to have a lot of fragging potential when they will be starting the push, because Glaz covering the thermiting, the thermite who's planting would be very beneficial, especially through that Maverick hole if they can make one in the east wall.
Yeah, and we've seen some great stuff with the Glaz on this bomb site, especially from Imorin. Used to play for TABOO a long time ago, but he's been known to shoot utility out of the air with the Glaz. We touched on it earlier with who was it, Strider attempting it, but Imorin on the Glaz has been known to do it, so maybe Shabs can try and replicate that.
Indeed, and so far we did see just a great overall performance fragging wise from Oddity and from each one of those players, so that could very much happen.
Yeah, definitely, but still some last-minute setup going down from Diesel, only 30 seconds into the round. He's got a lot to shotgun, so that's fine. This is something I haven't seen in a while, playing the pulse on the server stairs with the pulse scanner. You can gather the information if anyone's coming in through the tunnel, as well as anyone that's hanging up and around. This is like Season 1, Season 2 strategy that my team used to pull.
That is still good. Like we do see slightly less bans of Mirror as well, which is finally coming off with ever since the pick ban phase came around to Siege. And bringing back the old is sometimes a good decision, because people might forget about those strats. People might not be ready for those strats, and still be adjusted to the new meta. I
100% have to agree with you. Although, God Legion's going to gather a lot of information about who's on the stairs. Although I think Pulse might have realised that Strider, and he's just going to back on out of there into Gold Vault. But I think he might have wasted quite a fair chunk of time there.
He did indeed, and with that Pulse cannon, just without even firing any of the rounds from his UMP, he definitely did manage to delay a little bit. But interestingly enough, notice the hatch won't be popped, and Oddity will be straight off just going for the push through the service stairs, and the first wall will be gone. Is the east wall. So instead of using the Maverick to open up a couple of just peek holes from the east reinforced wall, they will be just using just the full one out, just the thermite charge.
Yeah, it looks like Todd's going to be opening up some of the hatches up above. He hasn't fully opened them though. From what I could see earlier, he's got just a few little angles burnt on through with the welding torch. But 50 seconds on the clock, we're going to see the smoke come on down. Here comes the utility to counter that, and that's going to force Vast and Raven to both back on out of there. It's going to be a battle of attrition here. Who can outlast the other, of course, as we've got Diesel ready with another smoke grenade. There he goes, denies it once again. As we saw, one of those Echo drones was taken down by Shabs on the Glaz.
Yeah, I was just about to say, is Shabs trying to shoot the T4 out of the air, but it certainly does seem that he missed few of them, and here's another smoke grenade that comes out, but won't be able to hit anything, and Crude is in a very dangerous spot.
Oh, as if they didn't see him, the Shabs on the Glaz. Surely he could see him through the smoke, but no, he couldn't. This C4 should. No, he was shot out from the air there. Crude's going to try and get aggressive, but God Legion's going to take him on down. Todd, Dino, all finding frags. Diesel and Dino in a 2-on-4 now, as that plant was successful. Wow, I thought everything was going for Taboo, but no. Already managed to pull it together and find themselves a plant. So now it's the retake in the 2-on-4 situation.
I'm completely baffled by how quickly that escalated, because one moment you see everyone is still alive, 5v5, and then all of a sudden it's a 2v4.
Yeah, like beautiful shotgun there. And that's another one as well for Taboo. So they've put themselves into even numbers, and they're going to try and stick this defuse. Raven is going to find him in reply, however, as Todd's going to finish off the last one, and there we go. Looks like a retake was on there for Taboo, but Todd and Raven going to shut things down.
It did seem that Oddity at the end did have the element of surprise, with Todd still not that close to the objective, but able to respond fairly quickly. And I do feel that Mute was kind of looking at the wrong spot, because there was one, I believe, in the escape tunnel, and just, yeah, all went south very, very quickly.
Yeah, so, you know, it seemed like Oddity put themselves up in a staggered formation, all hanging back, but the closest ones were the ones that went down first and nice and early on. But, you know, the ones that played further back smartly played the time, and then suddenly it was one player had to defuse and one was trying to cover, and they just, you know, a bit too hard to win all those gunfights in a row, isn't it, Cthulhu?
Indeed. Interestingly enough, Crude this time did not decide to 6-pick off Clash and will be bringing out the shield plays on defense, which I think might be beneficial, but the difference between having Monty on attack and versing Clash, that Clash's shield is transparent, so you can't really hide any of the surprises behind his Clash.
Yeah, that's true, but on the flip side of that, you can have a teammate sit behind it and pre-fire around it. It's like a mobile mirror.
Yeah, it's like a mobile mirror, like that is very true, but I don't know. Okay, this could go very much both ways, and knowing Clash's run record, I don't think that there is a lot to it that can be done once there will be a man disadvantage for Taboo.
Well, into this round as the action phase has completed. As for lineups for the attackers, pretty much the same, but then of course you said Crude has switched over to the Clash. Yeah, you know, I'm a big fan of Clash on this bomb site, and especially if you're a player like mobile and ready to fall back to the bomb site, definitely do a lot of damage.
Yeah, well, Clash can be used also as that kind of mobile drone, essentially. But the issue with... Oh, no.
That's the Glaz going down nice and early on. Shabs trying to come in from electrical room has been found out by a pulse of Strider playing aggressively at the top of server stairs.
Yeah, and that points out the other big issue of Oddity, is that they sometimes can be very impatient. Like Glaz, if he pushed right behind Monty, waited for Monty to push out, it would have been all fine. Monty would have taken the fire, and there would have still been a fifth player right now within this round for Oddity.
What I also... Sorry,
Yeah.
what I was going to say is that, you know, that's a very integral part of the push that Oddity have planned. The fact that they use their Glaz to help cover the plant when it goes down. So, you know, let's see how they manage to react to this now.
Yeah, and with Crude continuously pushing the... I believe that was Todd who was in the kitchen/open area. Some of the pushes of Oddity might actually go south very quickly, but, like we mentioned prior to the match, Oddity is boasting good solo play capability.
Yeah, and look at that. God Legion holding the flank all the way upstairs is going to find, who was that, Rippy, trying to go for a very late flank. He was, of course, supported by Crude when he went for that in the first place, but, you know, Rippy is not going to be much more alive in this round at all. Looks like, though, with 50 seconds on the clock, Vast is getting ready to try and bait out a plant here. No, they're planting it's different this time. Going to plant close and fake the Monty. But, of course, they all have to bow down to the god that is the Toxic Babes.
Yeah, the gas grenades are definitely going to be a bit of a hindrance, but with one of the gas grenades already used, there's still plenty of time for Smoke to deny the plant, and not a lot of time for the attackers to push in. So unless there will be a flank from Oddity, I don't see them succeed in this one. Yeah,
that was the last gas babe, wasn't it? As they are getting ready to go for the final push. Who's got a C4 left? Dino and Strider. Should have C4s. I know Strider's still got his, but I'm not quite sure about Dino. But look how aggressive Crude's getting. Pushing right up on this clash. Sending out a few electric shocks. Is that both C4s just used up there? Plant's going down. We're going to see the Monty get right up in the face. But Dino, how's he allowed to push up like that? This is all falling apart. And defenders are going to win that round.
Wow.
With a team kill at the end there, of course.
Yeah, with a spicy team kill at the end there as well, yeah. Like, funnily enough, that's how TABOO should play. Like, they finally managed to push it out to dictate their rules. They managed to out that very aggressive push by Shabs. And the moment that happened, that was pretty much, yeah, they... Oddity doesn't have any peeking capability anymore through smoke. So they go in blind. Yes, they need to wait out for the smoke grenades. But after that, it was, yeah, essentially it was just their fault that they lost that round. They didn't cover that push. That Mew was just literally just decided to play out with the big cojones and get the kill.
Yeah, well, oh, look at this. Dino, 12 kills. 12 kills. The rest of his team has 7 between them. Rippy's still in that donut as well. That's a bit of a feels bad, man.
That is indeed a feels bad, but that just also shows how Dino is playing just nearly on a whole new level compared to all of his teammates.
Well, with TABOO winning the downstairs bomb site, they've of course been forced to change, and archives and tellers is where they're going to find themselves. Now, we have got a 3-5 scoreline. I just want to point out that my prediction's off the cards now.
Yeah.
But yours is still in with a chance. How are we feeling now? It was, a bit of a, 3...
I reckon this could happen.
You reckon it could still come up 6-6?
Yeah. I still very much think that this could happen 6-6 because Oddity still have another round to go to get it to at least them guarantee a draw, whereas TABOO has been showing fairly good performance all around. So I still do think that 6-6 might happen.
Yeah, it's definitely still possible, but a lot of things, even with the slimmest of chances, are technically still possible. And I'm talking slim chances, but I reckon you're right. They might have a good chance here, TABOO, but just depends how they can act on these other bomb sites. Like, it really feels like that last round was the last-ditch effort. I think they only have one player left remaining, and managed to time it out there. We've seen some quick stuff here from Oddity right now as they've entered in top floor. Gained a lot of control nice and early on.
Yeah, funnily enough, this time TABOO decided to just completely out any of the vertical play and will be holding around the objective. The only person outside of the objective is Diesel, I believe, who is on the bottom stairs, or no, that's open area, pardon.
Yeah, pretty anchor heavy setup, isn't it?
Yeah. And funnily enough, they don't have any rotation holes into the admin office or open area, but they have the hatches open. I'm quite curious how that will play out, because right now Todd is opening up the floor and even more peeking holes, so the defenders will need to be worrying about them a lot.
Yeah, it seems like Strider took some damage through the floor there, but he's still alive. But on the flip side, God Legion's taken some as well. It's like they've gained control of the lobby here rather easily, Oddity. So they've opened up the top. They're going to start their push on in through the walls as Todd's going to find Dinos. That's the main fragger from TABOO, knocked down.
Yeah, that is definitely not what you want right now for TABOO. And interestingly enough, Raven will be opening a slightly smaller hole than the usual with his exothermic charge. But that would still allow some cover from the right side of that push. Todd picks up yet another kill onto Strider, now making it a 3v5, and it looks like the defense is falling slowly apart with Diesel needing to return back, and only him is currently on the site.
Crude's in a great spot below, however, he could be able to deny some of these players coming on inside, but you know, once he's gotten 1 or 2 kills, they'll be aware of that and won't be able to have any more action in the round. But the plant's going down. Vast is going to find Diesel as well, so both these players have to retake from off-site. Looks like Rippy's going to go down to God Legion, so it's all up to Crude. 1v5. He's gone down as well, so we're going to see Oddity put themselves in a match point into a position where they can't lose this match from anymore.
Yeah, so now they guaranteed themselves at the very least a draw. Now here's the big question, can they push it into their win? Because we've seen plenty of times when the teams push it to the match point and proceed to just lose it out, because some of the teams just get into that mentality of like, come on guys, we need one more round. And the moment they get into that one more round mentality, that's when they start losing.
Yeah, so Executive Lounge CEO office for our potentially final round, Cthulhu. What are we thinking? Are you still hopeful? Because that really looks like Oddity. Hey?
I'm clinging on.
You're clinging on, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Oddity just looked way better in that round, and I think throughout the whole map so far, they've looked like the much stronger team. And you know, I hate to say it, but I think this might be the very final round of this first map.
Well, we will find out in the next several minutes if that will be the final round. But the new site, Alibi for TABOO, and I reckon this could be good. But the only stepping stone, well, not the stepping stone, the only issue for TABOO might be is Vast from Dokkaebi, because they utilized her in the previous round, and that allowed them to completely shut down that retake.
Yeah, they didn't really. Did he go for a phone call at all? I don't think I heard one.
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, there was at least one phone call when they were going for a plant, and that allowed them to shut down the flanking Jaeger.
What's this though? We've seen Dino with the P90.
That's just to rub in the salt.
Just to rub in the salt, is it? What's he going to say? I'm out here fragging up, but I'm going to be doing some more with this weapon that not many people use. Is that the thoughts?
Yeah, I feel that this could be. It's either that or his misplacement of the loadout. I'm just accidentally clicking too many arrows. But at the moment, it seems that TABOO will be planning to play around very safely.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of. I think those are the alibis taken out from above there by God Legion. Strider running around in the bomb site. It's gonna live to see another day, but you know, he's very aware that the window pressure is where it can get pushed from.
Yeah, Shab's already taking a very good angle to overlook the push out from the janitor's closet, which could be very beneficial right now. And
oh, Strider!
Strider just saying no.
That's brave.
That's not happening.
Gonna go for the impact trick, and that's gonna be successful as well. Not covered there by God Legion. God. Oh, he's gotta feel like that's his job that he should have been doing. His Dino's gonna find Vast as well, and we're gonna see Strider push on up, but no. He's gonna have to fall on back, as I don't think he was expecting God Legion to be that close. Gonna try and go for another plant of the thermite charge, nice and low, to make it very hard for the impact nade trick to be done.
And it looks like it will be coming through. Crude not being able to keep off any of the attackers off the windows, and will be now forced to fall back as at least one of the walls will be now used to push for the attackers, but it's still not an ideal scenario for Oddity.
Yeah,
there's still a minute though.
They don't have enough angles, do they, to start pushing on? Like, Crude should pretty well not die if they're pushing him from the angles that they've opened up. They need to attack from more if they want to have a chance here.
Yeah, Crude definitely shouldn't be moving around as much because that does put Strider at a big disadvantage as he's just laying down there out in the open. And nice trade coming out by Rippy.
Oh, nice shot, Dino, and he's going to get the second one as well. It's all up to God Legion right now. Dino is going to be shut down, however. Leaving it just a 3-on-1, but you have to feel like the TABOO might be, you know, talking of living to see another day. They might be in this one still.
Yeah, but Strider managing to finally get it done. I do still think that we will be seeing a draw because right now that was a good showcase by TABOO. They managed to close it out. Not the ideal, but Dino managing to pop off and Rippy managing to scrape off 1 kill. That is a good run. A good run on the match. I mean, on the defense.
Sticking to your guns, Cthulhu. I respect that. TABOO have to pull 2 more back, however, and they're going to try and start that in the lockers and CCTV room.
Lockers CCTV, I do reckon they might have a good chance for that once again, because we saw them 2 times now that they managed to defend it, or no, once, pardon. And yeah, at the end of the round, it wasn't really as far from TABOO losing, but nonetheless, it was still a win by TABOO, so I do feel that they might have it. They might push it to 5-6 at the very least.
Well, of course, last time we saw them down here, it seems like TABOO only hung on by skin of their teeth. It was very tight. You know, I'm sounding like I hate TABOO here, don't I? Like, it's not the case. It's just based on what we've seen so far. I really do think that Oddity are looking like they're going to take it. Plus, you know, I'm a bit salty that my predictions are not right. As I can see, you feel like you're still in with a chance with it, Cthulhu, of course.
I mean, I like to take some of the lower chances sometimes. That's what gives you all the clout at the end of the day, monkey.
That clout.
It's all about that clout. But nonetheless, Strider will be playing potentially from the very same spot, and if that is true, and he will be able to delay a little bit of time like he did before, I reckon this could be going pretty well. And now that Crude is also in there, oh no.
He wants them to know that he's ready and waiting, and he's going to be gathering all this information that Strider can't.
Yeah.
But that being said, if they're not careful, they can get cut off, especially if the hatch gets opened up.
It's either if the hatch gets opened up or they lose the control of servers. Because at that moment, I believe that was only Dino playing with his MP5K, and could be not very beneficial.
Yeah, it seems like
it's
really stalled out Oddity right now, hasn't it? 3 of them all stacked up in the stairs, ready to make a move. It's like Strider gathering the information, Crude gathering the information, and Dino also with a C4 in hand, ready to rip it and try and threaten the Monty. Looks like they're going to fall back though, and I think that's going to be what's allowed the... Are we going to see the thermite on the hatch? Surely that's going to be what they have to do to force the players out of the server room and stairs.
I think that Oddity is still waiting for any of the aggressive plays from TABOO. There's the flashbang onto Clash, and that would allow the Oddity to push. But that is enough time wasted. Half a round already, and Oddity are only now getting close to the objective. That is, I'd say, an ideal case scenario right now for their setup on the server stairs.
It's definitely been a great delay there from TABOO. I'm very impressed by that. And, you know, it probably has to be said as well, pretty slow from Oddity. They didn't really know how to deal with it. Eventually, of course, they do make their way in. But they've got a minute on the clock to try and wind down all the utility that we're going to be seeing coming out here from TABOO.
Yeah. At this time, we already have Todd making holes in the hatches, but not fully opening them up. So none of the none of the calls will be given to the defenders. But so far, it's been a fairly good showcase. Monty is already on half health, And two of the attackers are currently also tagged up, and none of the defenders have lost any bit of health. There's the Dokubi Cole, but what's the use of it? Because at the moment, even Todd is not that close to the objective.
Yeah, and look at Shabs. He's lost quite a lot of HP, even as that Monty. That's not a great position to be in. We're going to see Diesel find Shabs as we have got the Dokubi pushed up nice and close. Dino's going to find him, and then Diesel with another with the smoke grenades. We're going to see Todd completely shut down there, leaving it all up to God Legion in a 1-on-5, and he's not going to last long. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going all the way here to the very final round.
Yeah. See? Monkey. That's what I'm telling you. The moment TABOO gets the defense down like to every bit, and they manage to read in on the aggression from Oddity, that's where they manage to succeed.
I want to say that the fact that I'm not believing in TABOO is what's causing them to win rounds, so, you know, they're welcome.
Well, now that you jinxed it.
Alright.
But either way, 5-6, match point.
Match point or draw point. It's going to be one or the other.
I'm going to stick to 6-6.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly how it ended up.
Because so far this whole setup by TABOO has been quite successful, but I don't know, I mean, swapping Pulse for Legion on this one could work, but that is if they position those TABOO mines on very specific choke points. And the good thing now, also improvement from the previous strat on defending tellers and archives, that they did not reinforce the east wall in the teller, so they will be able to shut down that plant even from those mainstays.
Yeah, for sure. As we be about to head into the action phase. Look at that Dino, 16 frags.
16.
This has been either an absolute nutty game for him or one of the best Pro League pickups we've ever seen.
Could be both. Could be both. But Dino playing the same spot where Todd used to play.
Just missed.
Ay.
Very close, wasn't it?
Yeah, but at the very least, the good turnout for Dino that he didn't lose any health in that engagement as well. So, all things considered, good run. And funnily enough, this time TABOO are playing somewhat of a similar game how Oddity played it. So they have a full-on reinforcement in the CEO office and will be playing a vertical game, which is very good. And that would force Oddity to use up some of their utility to breach open the walls into CEO and not use them on breaching the tellers.
Yeah, well, we do see that Vast has gone back onto the Glaz. He's going to be laying a few bullets in the direction of Rippy. That's through quite a few walls, all the way from car park.
Yeah.
Dino's actually taken some damage from him, I believe.
Yeah, it does seem like it, but I'm not too sure where did he take that much damage. Meanwhile, Crude is still delaying the push through the double doors and on the balcony, which is a good showcase as well. And all in all, so far, they're managing to waste time quite efficiently.
Dino, long range with the 1x sight, is going to find that frag onto Vast there. We're going to see Shabs fight back, though. That Strider going to be hitting the grave, leaving us at a 4-on-4.
Yeah, 4-on-4, but outing Strider, I mean, as a mute, yes, but that is evening out the man advantage, but his mute jammers are still there, which are going to be preventing some of the drone point.
Yeah, Crude still gathering this information with the Clash. You know, I've been pretty impressed with how this TABOO roster's been using the Clash so far in this matchup. But there's still got a minute on the clock and it's a 4-on-4 now. Gonna see Todd gathering some information up through the floor, not taking any of these fights when they become available to him.
That was like a perfectly set up shot for him.
Crude! Well. He's gonna go down to the Claymore.
How did that happen?
I don't know, It seemed like he was just being way too aggressive and he's gonna have to pay for his life for that one.
That is the least wanted situation right now for TABOO. They did not want it to lose that.
Beautiful C4 from Diesel there to find the hard breacher as well. And Rippy's going to start this flank. Going to be touching up what Crude had started. Where he's going to fall off of that one. Doesn't want to quite commit to it, of course. It's a 3-on-3, 20 seconds to go. It's going to be very spicy to finish things off with here.
Indeed, that will be, and Todd will be dropping down. He does spot that rotation hole, so he might have the element of surprise on him. He does need to go for it. Dino finally goes down after taking out Shabs, and a 2v2 situation. Dot picks up a kill onto Rippy. 1v2 situation, 6 seconds on the clock. Diesel does need to just delay the plan.
He can't, though. As the plant has been confirmed, it's going to have to be a retake 1-on-2. Todd is lit, however, but God Legion is mostly full HP, and Diesel himself. Time's ticking against him, however, and you know, it's 1-on-2. He's going to have to dig deep for this one. Going to start sending a few melees in their direction so they know exactly where he's going to be coming from, and God Legion's going to finish him off there. And you know what? 7-5.
We met at a middle ground, Monkey.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Not exactly your prediction, not exactly my prediction.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off at the end there, but I think you were just a bit out of time.
Yes.
Yeah, so got to keep with the action, of course, as it is a 7-5 victory here for Oddity. I said 7-2, you said 6-6. Either way, I had the right team winning. But let's look at this. Dino, 18 frags. 18 frags, and they lost.
Yeah, that's the case of when you can't just carry hard enough. With Dino just busting out all of those kills, it did seem that the rest of TABOO was slightly lacking on the fragging power, but they were compensating fairly well on the supportive power. Like Crude managing to play pretty well on Clash.
Yeah, he did quite a lot of information gathering, didn't he? But then towards the end there, it's you know, I feel like he threw his life away just running into that Claymore, hey?
Yeah, I feel that, losing that Clash was probably the reason why TABOO lost that final round, because if